Yeah,
you know what I mean?
God, I just realized your creepy doll over there has like a dented cheek.
Yeah, creepy. Hello, Alison.
Ew.
I can't talk because of my
Stop.
punch cheek.
Start the show.
Okay.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Alison Haislip, and for, about the next 30 minutes, we're going to drink some booze and talk some news. What?
Slap the news.
Slap the news up. Slap the
making
news.
sure that we slide in right on time.
Which we never do.
The man on the knobs, Tom Super Volcano Krajewski.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Which he literally just started the timer right now, so we're already...
He was checking his emails.
We're already fucked
I
up.
assume you only started recording when I started talking. That's what I started.
Amazing. This is a light show, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
How's everybody doing? How's
good.
everybody
So
weeks?
I have updates on the parents.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah,
but
I did.
I feel like I needed to update here. So,
Yes.
My parents were Hilton Head refugees.
Yeah, exactly.
in Columbia, South Carolina. They came home on Wednesday of this past week.
Yeah.
Not knowing what
Right,
they were
because you
coming
even said that
home
it was
to. Yeah.
like they could be house, could be no house, could be some part of
they
house.
didn't know. And actually, I think that was the worst part of the experience, was sitting in that hotel room for a week not knowing.
Yeah.
And they came home, and of course, this is the part that hurts me the most for them, is that the driveway's in the front of the house, so they pull in the front of the house, and the front of the house is fine. There's like no trees on it. You're like,
Oh,
oh my God,
nice.
the house is amazing. And then they walk into the house, and then they walk to the back of the house, and they're like, why is there an entire room missing?
What?
So yes.
my
Did you not see my
Lord.
Instagram post?
No, I don't.
Okay,
He
so
does Instagram.
so there was a sunroom on the back of the house, like attached to the house, but it was definitely an addition
I like
at
that
some
she
point.
says was.
Yes, there was.
End of
And
story.
what we believe happened is that a tree fell and clipped the corner of the roof to the sunroom and
Okay.
basically popped the roof off the sunroom, and then the walls caved in.
Well, yeah, because
Yes.
the roof is what holds the
Right.
walls up in a structure like this. That's what those beams are
Right.
basically holding the walls up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the room is just gone.
Gone.
Wow.
And I posted this photo on Instagram, and when you look at the house from the back, there's this bright
Yeah,
yellow
it just looks like
wall.
an exterior wall.
But that's an interior wall.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it was really the best of a worst case situation, because they're into that sunroom. There were these two sets of glass French doors.
Ooh.
Those are both completely intact.
Oh my
I know.
God. What?
So the whole house is still sealed, so they
Yeah.
can still live there. And they used that sunroom as an office. So while they lost like their computers and like some furniture and stuff, which sucks, nothing of any nostalgic value was in that room.
Got it.
So not everything's replaceable is my point. Like it's going to take time and
This is why
money
you
now.
guys should everybody should back up their computers.
Yep.
Well, they
Cloud
did. They
backup.
did. I mean, they
Yeah.
haven't. It's just the actual equipment.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have to go
No, I
make a
know.
really big trip to Best Buy.
Yeah. Those are fun though. Where you're like,
Yeah.
a tree wiped out my entire office situation,
Yes.
so I'm gonna
I
need a
need
couple carts.
all the new stuff.
I'm gonna need all
the new stuff. My dad said, after that picture that I posted on Instagram, my dad sent me another photo, which is kind of a closer up of the wall, and
Yeah.
it kills me because you can see in the Instagram photo there's a giant like painting of a golfer up on the wall.
Yeah.
Underneath that painting is a bookcase, and in this photo that my dad sent me, the bookcase is totally upright. Every single book is still in that bookcase. Everything on top of the bookcase is still on it in perfect place.
What?
Everything was completely dry, too. It was like
is
this miracle.
weird.
Well, see, what I think happened is that the tree got knocked over in the storm, but hit another tree. And then the storm ended, and that
And then it
tree
just slowly
fell
fell
off
over.
the other tree. So the roof wasn't actually destroyed
Until after the rain.
storm.
Yeah.
So there was no rain or wind happening. So like everything is just kind of there. It's just outside now.
That is amazing.
I know. I was
Yeah, that's like the best worst case scenario.
exactly. I was
Like, a
actually
tree
saying
hits
to my
your house,
mom,
but it just hits the bar, your office.
yeah, that you can do without, I was saying to my mom, I feel like it's a lot like the Great Italian Phone Napping of 2016.
Yeah.
It's a sucky situation, but it was the best scenario of a sucky situation. At the end of the day, you just have a really good story.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
hot
meant
cop
hot
and a new
cop.
phone.
Yeah.
Boom. Hot
I
cop and a
know.
new phone. That's a
I
good
know.
story.
Exactly. So yes, and thank you to everyone who sent like well wishes to my family and my parents. They are
cool.
good. And it's interesting. Like they were stress cases that whole week. They were in Colombia.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I could barely talk to them. They were so
Yeah.
Ugh. And as soon as they got home and then found out what happened, I called them and they're like, yeah, we'll deal with it. Like they were so much more calm. It's like as soon as you know what you have to deal with, so much more calm.
Well, we've talked about it on the thing. I hate when my plans change.
Yeah.
Like whatever the plans are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm cool. It could be the worst plan. The plan of like we just moved my friend. I was totally happy with doing that plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But somehow, if that plan had changed just a little, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I was
also-
fine. It was like, oh, great, okay.
I also think like when my parents were driving back through Hilton Head, like there were houses that had giant trees that had
Oh yeah, I
cut
can
through,
only imagine.
cut through the second and first stories of homes. You
Oh,
know, like
Jesus. Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
homes are gone basically.
Yeah.
So I think for them, they're like, yeah, this sucks, but
These are
it's
all
not
options
nearly as
until
bad.
we get there.
Yeah.
It's like
Other-
Schrodinger's cat.
Other
of your
people
house
have a lot
damage.
of water damage because like trees, maybe not crushed houses, but poked holes in
Oh,
roofs.
in the roofs,
so,
and they filled up
yeah,
with water.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
As kids,
So-
we'd have hurricanes back in Boston, and our parents would let us walk around town.
In the hurricane?
Amazing. Well, yeah, like in
Because you're not
Virginia.
really gonna get too hurt if you can.
Yeah,
see
in
the tree coming
Virginia,
at you.
we
Yeah.
used to. I remember sitting at the big bay window during massive thunderstorms and lightning. I'm watching lightning bolts hit the ground and just be
Yeah.
like, yeah! And then now it's like in LA, the moment there's like a sound of thunder, everybody's like, it's the end of the world!
Oh my god!
Did you hear the sky just yelled at us to get inside?
The sky just yelled at us to get inside. Is that what thunder is? Or
Yeah.
lightning?
This guy's
Got
yelling
it.
at you.
Yeah, this guy's just like, guys,
Inside.
I'm a coming.
Yep.
You better get inside.
Move it. I like to move it. Move
I had
it.
I had a fun experience this
Oh,
week.
you did?
What?
was it?
I had a couple fun experiences. I got to go.
You get to tell one.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Rules.
Yeah.
I went and test drove a Tesla yesterday.
Ooh, are you thinking about getting one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I think.
Sweet.
So there's a couple. So I'm in. I have BMW. Have had
Right.
many BMW. I love
Right.
BMW.
Right. We know.
The tech in BMW is shit.
Is it?
Oh, it's so. I mean, it's just like.
It's so
guys,
funny.
As a tech guy, I'm just like, guys.
I know it's so funny because you notice that like Fords have really good
Yeah.
tech.
Oh, yeah.
but then
For-
the cars
for a long
kind of
time.
crap.
I know.
You're like, damn it. Yeah.
So BMW, great car, tech, crap. And so I've always sort of been like, God, so my lease is up.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then I got the BMW, like, hey, your lease is going to be coming up here.
What's the new BMW
Here's
that you
your
want?
personalized website for figuring out what you want to do next. And I was like looking at them and I was like, so the same car?
Yeah.
Like just the same car, just a little, 2 or 3 years younger, I get. Like the
Right.
newer model of my same car.
Yeah.
And it just felt like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I like the X6, which is sort of like their sportier looking SUV.
Yeah. That is a cool looking car.
Super cool. But then I was like, Heather has an X5. Like
Right.
we have an SUV BMW.
Right.
What? Why two? You know what I mean? And so I was just sort of like, I don't know. And we're doing the solar panels on the
Right.
house.
You're so
I'm
green.
like super eco.
You're like
I'm
so
green. It's not
green.
even funny. I'm
Oh my
like
gosh.
oozing green.
You're like super popular at green.
Whoa, yeah.
Wait,
What's
where
happening
are
over here?
Where are
Yeah.
you using that green from?
Yeah, I got that cream that turns me green. So anyway, so my buddy was like, "Why don't you just go test drive one?" And I was like, "Oh, right." And
That's
so
a thing I can do.
I just went to Tesla.com and I said, "Can I test drive one?" And they said, "Yes. How about tomorrow?"
and you said okay.
And I went, "Yeah, all right." And I went and I was like, "This is the most amazing tech car. Like
Yeah.
just tech. Forget electric
Well,
car.
because the console in it is basically a gigantic iPad.
It's a 17-inch touchscreen flat
Yeah.
panel screen that can be like seriously the entire thing can be the map, can be a web
yeah.
browser. It comes with like 4 years of free internet service.
Yeah.
So you just driving around and
Oh,
you connect to the
when
internet.
I was driving in Kevin's Tesla, I told him I wanted to get hash browns at McDonald's, and he told me that no hash browns were allowed in his new car. And actually, he said
Amazing.
in his new spaceship. And so what he did was he Googled hash browns for me on the console, so I could look at pictures of hash browns in his car.
Amazing.
I was not happy about that.
Amazing.
So if you have internet access in that thing, you can watch videos. But is
No,
that
so
illegal?
it doesn't do Flash.
Streaming,
Right.
Oh,
'Cause that's
So it doesn't do Flash. I asked the guy about HTML5, which is another codec that
Right.
you can process video in, and he was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Do you want the
fair
car or
enough.
I'm
not?
sure
Come on.
people have figured out how to watch video
yeah,
on there.
fair
yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's there's a couple hiccups. So I've got to. So first off, he was like, this was yesterday actually,
Right.
and he was like, well, if you want, I know this is like late notice, but you can do, if you have a friend that owns a Tesla, you can get the refer a friend $1,000 off your car.
Oh.
It ends tomorrow. It ends today.
Shit.
And so I was like, okay. And so I was walking out and I text my buddy Mike and I was like, hey, Mike, you don't happen to have your Tesla refer number, do you? And he was like, oh, of course I do, Link.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do the down payment. First off, so
You're going to get it?
this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm going to do I think it's like $2,500 to sort of order yours.
Yeah.
And by the way, it doesn't take as long as I thought. It's between 6 and 8 weeks.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is you have 7 days to where you can cancel that and still get your money back.
Oh, okay.
After 7 days, the car is being processed. They have your $2,500.
Right.
You still don't need to buy the car.
Right.
But they have your $2,500.
Yeah, okay.
But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my car into CarMax
Right. See what you can get for it?
to see if they'll be able to get me out of the lease because my lease isn't up until March.
Oh.
But they just BMW started the whole, hey, your lease is up, your lease is up, your lease is up. Let's start that process. And so that
Right.
just got me thinking of like, well, what am I going to do?
Right.
The other thing,
Can CarMax do that? CarMax can buy leases?
so you can buy your own lease. So
Oh.
there's if you're leasing a car, you can just call up and say, what's the buyout of my lease? And they
Right.
say it's however many tens of thousands of dollars. And then
Right.
you can just give them that check and they send you the pink slip you own the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then you buy the car.
You buy the car. But
Got it.
I can have CarMax buy the car for me.
Right.
And so what they'll do is they'll say, well, we're willing to give you X.
Yeah.
Your buyout is, X minus Y.
Right.
So we'll give you Y.
Got it.
Or we'll give you the difference. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so essentially what I want to do is over that next and Tesla is actually really cool because the guy because I was like, yeah, I'll just take my car to CarMax and get that quote. And he was like, well, if just so you know, we will do that.
Oh.
Like if you go to CarMax and get a 7 days, because they do the thing where it's
Yeah,
like for
it's
7
good
days,
to-
this is
worth
what it's
this,
worth.
yeah.
Tesla will just give you that
Oh,
amount.
cool.
They're like, if it's a CarMax offer, we'll just
Oh my
match it.
gosh. Not next week, but 6 to 8 weeks. You might have a Tesla.
Yeah, well, so this is the thing. So I'm going to go check to make sure that I can get out of my car without having to pay anything.
Right.
If I have to pay something, I'll just wait until March.
Yeah.
So I'll
Because then
cancel
the
car.
$1,000 isn't worth
whatever.
it.
I'll
Yeah.
just cancel the car, wait until March, throw them the
Right.
keys, get a Tesla.
Right.
Or actually get it so that it's close to the time I need to throw them the keys to get the Tesla.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but if it's not, then what I'll do is I'll order the Tesla, and then when it gets here,
Then do
the
the
whole system
CarMax
again.
thing.
Go back
Yeah.
to CarMax,
Yeah.
and then just sort of see what happens. The only issue is it's not even really that big of an issue because I also don't drive a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I have a car that's I think it was a 3-year lease,
Right.
and I've got 15,000 miles on my car.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't even drive. So he
It's like
was
half
like,
of what it should be.
and the crazy thing about the Teslas that I thought was so crazy,
Yeah.
you know how like with the car it's like the Model S and it says like 60, 70, 75,
yeah.
P90D and all this
Right.
crazy stuff. The only part that matters as far as performance of the car
Okay.
is the P.
Okay.
Meaning in a regular like combustion engine car,
Mm-hmm.
the way it usually works is like I have a 335. They
Right.
make a 320.
Right.
That is slower than a 335.
Right.
They make a 340. That is faster than a 345.
yeah, right.
So I was like, oh man, doing the like Google like what do I got to get? And I was like, God, these are fucking expensive cars because I was going, well, I
Yeah.
want the fastest.
Right.
But that's not how Teslas work at all. They're all basically the same fast.
yeah, because it's
if
the
you're not
same-
getting the P, it's the same engine.
Right. Exactly.
The number is just how big the battery is.
right.
So the
right.
number
So
is
it'll
just
hold
how
more
long
charge
it'll
and-
go.
yeah.
So I'm getting the like lowest, like the smallest battery because I don't drive much.
Right.
But even the smallest battery is like 210 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And so I'm
But
like,
see, this is
San
the thing,
Diego.
and like
that's
because
farther than San Diego.
I'm thinking about buying a new car soon, and people are like, "Oh, you gonna look into Teslas?" And I was like, "No, not yet, because you can do this because you're a 2-car family. I'm not, and I just don't think you can only have an electric car as your only car.
Well, I don't think I agree with you on that because like my
Really?
buddy Mike is a single car family guy.
So what is Mike
and
going
he
to do
drove
in the
cross-country.
apocalypse?
Well, the apocalypse is a problem.
I legitimately think about this. Like to me,
Well,
it's
but
just
my house,
like
we're set because I'll have solar panels.
What if the zombies
okay.
blot out the sky with
I know.
clouds? Like
No,
Matrix?
but it really
Goddamn
is
zombies.
like emergency situation stuff in my head. Like in
Yeah.
an emergency situation, my gas car will survive longer than the electric car because you don't know where you can get power, you don't know where you can plug in, like that sort of thing. You know.
Yeah, but theoretically,
also, I don't want to have to stop to charge my car when I just drive to San Diego.
Well, you won't because San Diego's 170 miles.
Okay, so I'll barely make it.
Right. Well, but it's like
What about Vegas?
yeah, but Vegas is great. So the supercharge stations
Really?
are first off, you're gonna stop, right? Like you're driving
Yeah,
to Vegas, you're
for
not gonna
5 minutes for a bathroom break and gas.
Sure, but what you can
To
do
charge
is
your car, it's like 2
20
hours.
minutes. 20 minutes.
Really?
Yep. At the charge stations, you can go from 0 to 80% in 20 minutes.
That's 80%.
All right.
I
Yeah,
want
but
100.
80%. Well, so here's
I
the
just
deal.
don't think it's there yet. Is my point. I
The
think in
way-
a couple years it'll make more sense.
Well, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
And I've definitely had the hesitation.
Yeah.
But I went in going, I don't care that it's an electric car. Like, screw the electric carness of it.
Right.
This is
The tech in it is
beyond
sweet.
amazing
Yeah,
tech.
absolutely.
I mean, like,
absolutely.
I was driving the
but
car,
like I said,
and a little picture of there was a motorcycle in front of me, and there was like a little picture of a motorcycle in front of my car in the dash. And I was like,
wait,
yeah.
did you drive it around other Teslas?
I did not. No, did they say
okay.
hi?
No, they like find each other. Yeah,
That's
they
amazing.
like turn up differently on the little map because they're reading info off of each other.
Facebook for Tesla.
And
Did you do the self driving?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course I did.
Yeah.
Of course I did the self-driving.
Did you do it? What kind of road were you on? Like a regular street, or were you on a freeway?
Yeah, I was just like on, frickin' Beverly or whatever,
nice.
or 3rd Street or something. But it's great because it's so easy to activate. You just
Yeah.
pop the little thing like you're doing, like you're setting cruise control.
yeah.
And then you just let go. And
Yeah.
it just
That's
goes.
Wow.
That's
I
awesome.
gotta-
it was dude, it was
Well,
crazy.
maybe we'll finally fulfill our dreams of doing a podcast in a Tesla.
Well, easily. We can actually, it wouldn't even take very much to do that.
Yeah.
But the only sort of like, the other reason why now is a good time to do it is because you should add a 240 volt plug to your garage
Right.
because it's way faster.
Yeah.
Like you can plug the thing into just a wall socket.
Right.
But the guy was like, here's the charging stuff. And he was like, it takes like, it was like full charge is 8 hours. And I was like,
Right.
oh, that's just overnight. That's cool. And like, if you want like 50 miles, it's like 3 hours or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is great. But then he was like, but if you don't have the 240 volt, if you just plug it into a wall,
Right.
full charge is 48 hours.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But so I was like, well, clearly we need that. But see, we're doing
Oh,
the
because
solar.
you're getting the solar panel, so
I'm
you
going to
can
tell them just add a 240 jack
Yes.
here because and that's going to happen.
Smart.
We're going to do that before
Smart.
the car would show up.
Smart.
Dude, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I don't
I'm
know.
excited.
So there's still
Yes.
a lot of
What
ify
color?
bing bongs.
What'd you get?
Black.
Black. Yeah.
Black.
All
So
right.
with the black
Sexy.
interior, because also the car just kind of keeps itself cool.
It does?
Yeah.
Really?
Auto temperature.
Auto
Oh,
temperature
that's cool.
Yeah. It's just like dribbling a little AC, and you know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
Yeah, and
Nice.
the tech. I know I'm going to get super deep into the nerdy of the tech stuff
Yeah.
because I know there's also you can do things where you can like not hack it, but you can add like extra apps
Right.
that aren't supposed to be like you can
Ooh.
totally
Customize that shit, Alex.
jailbreak your car.
All right, let's read some emails.
Emails. Well, first off, this may be one of my
Oh boy.
this may be one of my favorite emails.
Oh
right.
yeah.
This is from Tim.
Hi Tim.
Tim.
It just says cryptozoologist ! Exclamation point. And it
That's
this
the word.
is the email.
That's the word.
We got a lot of emails about cryptozoologists.
Because what did you call them? Exobiologists.
Exobiologist, and then something about zoo something.
Oh,
Cryptozoologist. That's where this is. Xeno something.
Xenobiologist.
Yeah, xenobiology.
Yeah. Cryptozoologist.
Cryptozoologist.
Duh.
So the email it just says cryptozoologist. You know why? Yo, SVT.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
email.
That's artist Tim.
Yeah. Oh,
is
no,
it?
it's Tim Hanshaw. Not Tim Wan.
Oh.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah.
But I was like so concise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
cryptozoologist. You know why? Yo, SVT. I was like,
That is my favorite email.
Tim. I was
Yep,
like, great.
that's
this
a
is
great one.
So cryptozoology.
Cryptozoology
is the
We
thing.
learned something today, you guys.
Hey, you know what?
Check that off.
You gotta learn,
Yep.
learn some stuff.
We accomplished everything we need to do today. Learn
All right.
one thing.
We had a little homework assignment to do.
Oh, we did. I did my homework.
Did you do your
What
homework,
was it?
Tom?
Remind me.
Watch the first 2
Westworld.
episodes of Westworld.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
we got Carrie. Carrie wrote back again. It goes, nice tease last week.
Oh, there you go.
Guys, can you
Hi,
talk
Carrie.
about Westworld time now?
Yeah.
Is it Westworld time.
It's Westworld time.
XO,
now, wait,
Carrie.
just so we're clear to everyone listening right
Yes.
now, we have recorded this before the 3rd episode. So we do not know what has happened. The 3rd episode has now come out.
Correct.
By the time you are listening to this podcast, so I'm sure we're going to talk
Correct.
about stuff that we probably will get wrong because the 3rd episode is out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get too. I mean, there isn't really much to spoiler about the show. I don't think. I mean, we're not going to say what happens to certain people
right.
in places.
I guess it's not like Lost, where like
Yeah.
you the first episode you have to watch it because that sets up the whole. I mean,
Right, yeah.
I feel like if you watched any of the trailers to Westworld, you kind of understand what Westworld is about.
And you pretty much know exactly what's happening
Yeah.
for the most part.
right.
I had to rewatch the first episode because the first time I watched it, I was a little drunk.
Yeah.
I had to rewatch it sober the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was even better sober.
Well, it's very interesting because I get it's hard because all of us play video games.
Yeah.
Because I'd be interested to see, like, Heather had a hard time tracking, like, what. So Westworld.
Westworld.
So Westworld is based on the 1970s movie.
Written by Michael Crichton.
Written by Michael
which
Crichton.
I am such
not
a huge,
based on a book.
Right. I'm such a huge Michael Crichton
was no book.
fan.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to say I've never seen the movie.
Well,
and
again-
I wanted to see the movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
But now that I started watching the show, I don't want to see the movie because I realized like I want to go in it into it clean.
Yeah,
like I might
totally
watch
agree.
the movie after the first season.
Yeah, I
You
would
know?
agree with that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff.
Because I can't imagine that whatever happens, whatever's being referenced in the movie
There's-
goes beyond season 1.
Yeah, no. And there are nods to
Yes.
the movie.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
the-
not like the story isn't.
Like the guy Anthony Hopkins is talking to in the first episode, it's obviously a nod to the bartender down in the.
Oh, you mean Wild Bill Hickok?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That, god damn that scene.
by the way, the acting in
and
this show
yeah.
is unreal.
Yeah.
Like
it's on another level.
yeah, I believe he's going to be a recurring character, but he's basically like the guest star of episode 1, which is Dolores's dad.
Oh yeah.
That I mean, watching his scene,
That's great.
I was sitting there going, "This is like a masterclass in acting right
Yeah.
now." He's
But
so
and how,
fucking good.
How freeing is the concept that so Westworld,
So Westworld.
based on like a 70s movie written by Michael Crichton, about an animatronic theme park,
Right.
themed in the Wild West,
Right.
and the animatronics go haywire.
They
Right.
made a sequel called Future World. Actually,
Future
Yes,
World, yeah.
yeah.
Which, by the way, that's one of the theories about the whole thing, because
Right.
Future World is a subset of the theme park.
Right.
So that Westworld is an attraction inside a theme park, and Future World was a future version. So it's like
Right.
Tomorrowland,
It's like Disneyland.
and yeah.
Yeah.
But they haven't touched on that on the show yet,
Right,
and they
right.
may never. It may
Right.
just be like something in the sequel of Westworld,
Right.
But could
Well,
be cool.
if it goes to like season 12, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
when they're like,
lots
we're running out of
There's
storylines.
lots of speculation of what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So
I heard-
essentially,
okay, go.
essentially, the television show is a serialized version of that movie concept.
Right. Yeah.
It's not lifted directly.
No.
But it is, in reference to that. It's a futuristic time period. We don't know yet what time. We just know it's in the 21st century at
Yeah.
some point. And there is the most
Wait,
amazing.
we know it's in
theme
the
park.
21st century?
Yeah, I think that's in
the
all
century
press.
we're in right now.
Right, but where in
Okay.
the 21st century?
That's not far off.
but like 2099.
I know, but still, that's not like super. I can't imagine having that sort of technology in
Well,
only.
we have self-driving
60
cars
years.
now.
I
Yeah.
know.
We have
I
robots
guess.
that open doors.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And fall on bananas. But anyway, so I mean, the show is the most amazing thing.
Why don't you read the email? What's
yeah.
the email say
Oh.
from Carrie?
It just I did. It
Oh,
said,
that was it?
Speak now.
Ed Harris's stuff is like I'm totally
Yeah.
amazed. Like the stuff he's doing is crazy, violent,
Should we
terrible,
talk
but
about theories? Or no?
I guess
I don't
we
want.
could.
Here's the deal. I just
like
don't
his
want this.
theory.
I don't want this podcast to just turn into a.
A Westworld podcast.
Yeah, you know.
Well, let's do. I tell you what. Let's do
so
this.
let's just say people watch it because it's really
Yeah.
damn good.
Yeah, that's good.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I will say the thing that I find the most interesting, theory wise, and it's not even a theory like, oh, it breaks some sort of thing. It's just like an actual theory, like, oh my God,
Right.
wouldn't this be crazy? Have you heard of the theory that they're not on planet Earth?
No.
Oh.
That it's on Mars, a terraformed Mars?
Didn't know. Thanks for
Oh.
spoiling it.
Well, yeah, because there is something about like when is your rotation up?
Yeah.
That was said.
When are you
in-
cycling home?
That's it. That's it. So yeah, I did
now
know
it
that
could
there was
just
something
be in the middle of freaking
Yeah.
Utah or the Klondike somewhere,
Maybe
and,
that's
Yeah.
how they talk in the future.
and maybe cycling home means get a sandwich.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's the future.
I never mind. I'm going to tell you guys this theory when we're not doing the podcast because I just don't want it to like turn
to
into
break anything.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about real science.
Yeah.
Real
Science.
science.
Actually, let me see. Was there
Fake
another
science?
email? I just want to make sure I didn't.
Science.
I had
Oh.
selected another email, and
You selected another email.
that's good.
All
We'll
right.
talk about real science. Ready
Real
for this? Okay.
science.
Science. Stem cells
Mm-hmm.
regenerate damaged monkey heart.
Ooh.
Here's why it's interesting.
Well, I think it sounds great.
Well, it does sound great, but
Yeah.
here's why it's crazy interesting.
Right.
It was stem cells from a different monkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Oh.
So,
Same species?
same species, macaque.
Macaque?
Yeah.
Our favorite kind of monkey?
Favorite kind of monkey.
Macaque?
What's wrong with macaque? I don't know. It's got a bad heart.
Take a look at my cack.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
man.
take a look at macaque number 1 or macaque number 2?
Oh, boy.
Bill. Anyway,
Ew.
so today reveals that today's nature study.
What?
Whatever.
What?
I think it's like a book called Today's Nature or like a
Oh,
thing.
got it.
Reveals that cardiac muscle cells grown from stem cells of one macaque monkey
Macaque!
can be used to regenerate the heart of other macaques.
Macaques!
Yeah.
Sweet.
The transplanted cells improve the heart's ability to contract, to sign
To
contracts
recreate.
after recreate after an induced heart attack and
Oh.
integrated.
An induced heart attack?
Of course, that's what they have to do.
They
is it-
gave the monkey a fucking heart attack just
First
so they
off-
could see if the stem cells worked?
Yeah. It's not
That
like they
sounds
wait.
awful.
It's not like they wait and watch a pack of macaques
No.
for somebody to be like, Jimmy, are you all right? I don't know, my heart. Let's get that monkey to a stem cell
My
research
left
facility.
arm
stat.
hurts.
Yeah,
They keep feeding the monkeys like bacon all the time. Oh, gee.
they're like, this is the happiest macaques we've ever
Awful,
seen.
though. They gave the monkey a heart attack.
Kill the
Yeah,
monkey just
exactly.
waiting around.
Amazing. It's just a bunch of fat macaques. And they're like, God damn it, guys. I wish we could induce a heart attack. Well, that's
Eat your bacon.
that's cruel. Let's just keep feeding them foie gras and bacon, and only watch reality shows on Bravo. And they're like, macaque.
Macaque.
It's just like the laziest macaques. And they're like,
Have you seen that there's a wallaby? The largest wallaby on the planet is something like, I should have looked this up, but it's like 31 years old and it's like 80 something pounds. It's fucking massive.
that is
The
amazing.
person holding it looks like they're holding like one of those giant stuffed animals you win at the fair.
Amazing.
It's so huge wallaby.
Wallabies are the sort of rodent-y
Yes,
things, right?
exactly.
They're like, what are those, capybaras?
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, I was thinking of those.
Yeah, that one.
I couldn't think of the word.
The capybara.
So the macaque stem cells working on other macaques.
So what they did was they realized, because this is really important to think about, right? Because
Right.
usually if you, like a heart transplant, you
Yeah.
get a new heart, you have to be on antiretrovirals, or
Yes.
no, not antiretroviral, immune
yes,
drugs.
to make sure your body doesn't reject the
Immunosuppressant drugs
heart.
to make sure your body doesn't reject the heart.
Forever
Right.
or until it gets
Forever.
used? Forever. I didn't know.
Forever,
Yeah,
forever,
forever.
Stay in my heart and
Forever. Oh, and it had to do with hearts.
Oh, it
Will
did.
be in my heart, and I will love you forever.
Macaque will be in my heart.
I'm gonna. You know what? The movie
What?
Baboon Heart. That's
The
crazy.
movie what?
Baboon Heart
Yeah.
with Christian Slater, where he gets a
It
baboon
wasn't
heart.
called Baboon Heart.
I was
It
like,
wasn't called Baboon Heart.
there's
That was
a
called
movie
Baboon
called
Heart.
Baboon
Baboon
Heart.
What was it called?
Wait,
I saw it in theaters. I think it was like
Christian
it wasn't
Slater
Bed of
gets a
Roses.
baboon
What was
heart?
it?
Bed of Roses.
I'm
or
like,
something
no,
like
it wasn't Bed.
Yeah, he gets a baboon
wanna
heart.
lay you down in a bed
In
of
a baboon
roses.
heart.
It's not Baboon Heart.
Well, but it's
For
about a guy who gets a
tonight.
baboon
Yeah,
heart,
that's-
and
How
then
does
he
it
falls in
work?
love,
And then he
It's-
can't-
And then he just
He can't fall in love because he has a baboon
No,
heart?
he's
He
kind
only
of like
falls in love with
sickly.
monkeys, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
He's like,
He's sickly?
I can't go to the zoo. I get hard-ons.
Those macaques
What?
get me so
They're
hard.
so hot.
Wait, I don't get it. Is he falls in
he's
love?
sickly because he's got like a little baboon heart. Like it's
Okay.
like it's not as good as a human
But,
heart,
like,
and
I
so
think-
he's like,
Why didn't they give him a real person heart?
dude.
I think that was the rumor in the movie. He was told he was given a baboon heart. I don't
Oh,
think
you mean
I
he didn't
think-
actually get a
I
baboon
think
heart?
that's what he assumed.
This is
That's
a
what he
horrible
thought.
movie.
Oh my god!
You know what? Now it's just a shitty romance movie from the 80s.
Yeah.
Forget that.
It was 90s. I saw it on the date.
And maybe
I saw it
91.
on a date.
Anyway, so the thing with the with heart transplants is that
Right.
you have to go on those
Immune
suppressant drugs for the rest of
Yeah.
your life.
Yes.
So here's the thing that they've figured out is that it's actually the part at which the proteins meet. Hold on, let me just say this in the right words.
I would appreciate that greatly.
Okay.
Say the words in the correct order.
The doctors overcame this by matching the surface protein on one of the donors and the recipient cells that is used by the immune system to recognize foreign cells. So there's
What?
surface proteins
Okay.
on the cells.
Right.
That is what the immune system recognizes as, oh, that's not ours. Those aren't
right.
ours.
Okay.
So what they were able to do was actually replace the
protein.
surface proteins of the stem cells that they were implanting
Right.
with the surface protein markers from the recipients.
Oh, so they didn't have to get rejected.
So it didn't get rejected. So now you can start to see that you could have a situation where they take stem cells from some host.
Right.
Because the whole concept is they can take stem cells from you
right.
and then attempt to make a heart out of those stem cells, like grow
Right.
it into a heart.
Right.
The problem is that it's really hard to just take somebody's stem cells and replicate them a lot.
Yes.
There are ways to make stem cells that are way easier.
You're
They're
so
just not
burpy
your
Always
stem
so
You're
cells.
so
gassy.
burpy.
Dude, it's effervescence. It gets me burpy.
You're
And then
so
I'm passionate
burpy.
about fucking macaque science.
Macaque
That it's so much. These macaques are just so
Can
smart.
this be the name of our episode? Macaque Science?
Macaque science.
It's
Yeah.
called Untamed Heart, by the way.
Untamed heart.
Baboon Heart. I'm going to take my date to go see Baboon Heart.
I've heard it's great.
I was going to say, I'm like, there's got to be a better name for that movie.
By the way, Untamed Heart is fairly close to Baboon Heart.
No,
I'm
it's
just saying.
not.
It's one word away.
No.
Yes. It's,
And it's not even that
every
big of
word
a
is
word.
one word away from it.
Every word is one word away from it. Tree. Vagina.
It couldn't have been like
What?
Clown Heart.
Clown Heart. Clown Heart would be great.
No.
That's a good name. I like that.
I love clowns.
Clown Heart.
Anyway, I don't love
don't love
clowns. I don't know
clowns.
why
That
I
was
just said
weird.
I just
Stalking
love clowns.
That was weird. Okay, so we're saying
So that means that they can take stem cells that are easily replicatable, copyable,
Right.
like manufactured,
right.
and then they can figure out how to take your stems, your cell protein layer,
Yeah.
and apply that to all of these
The
stem
stem
cells they're
cells.
able to manufacture
And
that
then they
aren't
can
yours,
grow you hearts.
and then they're in the steps of being able to then grow
Yeah.
you personalized. I mean, that
So
to me
you-
is the
What?
end game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need the medications.
A personalized heart.
Yeah, you wouldn't need
I
the
want
end
a
game.
personalized heart.
Yeah, it's basically
It has
the
my initials
medical
on it.
The
That was a
medical
sequel
joy
to
of getting one of those little candy hearts with your
Yeah.
name printed on it.
Yeah. Or like the M&Ms. Remember you can get M&Ms with like your initials on it?
Oh yeah. Wow, I wish they'd bring stuff like that
I
back.
know.
You can still do that. I think get pictures on M&Ms.
Yeah,
now,
you
can't
totally can.
Yeah.
I like picture cakes.
Picture cakes?
you
Picture
know?
cakes.
I haven't seen them many,
In a while.
many often.
I went to a this thing called Rise of the Jack-o'-lanterns this past
I
week.
heard
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
Oh, what is that?
It's literally like it's in the basement of the convention center
in the basement?
downtown. Yeah. So apparently it used to be outside in a field, which I think would have made it like substantially more cool.
Yeah.
But because of the heat, the pumpkins had to be replaced like very,
day.
very every
Yeah.
day,
Because they
every
grow that
day.
fungus and like that weird.
Yeah, exactly. So they were like, well, let's do it indoors so
like
we
hairy.
can. So we can control, make it climate controlled. But now
Yeah.
it just feels like you're walking around a weird warehouse.
That's amazing.
But it's literally thousands and thousands of jack-o'-lanterns, and you're kind of in this dark, cornered off area, and you just wander around and look at all these gigantic pumpkins. But like, there
Interesting.
are some really cool ones where they take like probably 20 pumpkins and they create a huge T-Rex.
Oh.
Out of them. So they're all carved into like different parts of the T-Rex, and then the pumpkins are all placed in the order, and they're all lit. So you
That's
see
kinda
this
cool.
T-Rex over like 20 pumpkins. It's neat.
Are you doing
it's
pumpkin
cool.
carving? You guys,
No.
Jen loves Halloween,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, my wife
you guys
loves
have to
Halloween.
like.
Yeah.
Are you
Do that
doing
shit.
pumpkin carving shit?
Maybe.
Pumpkin carving
We don't
shit.
let you guys know.
I
do
should
a show pumpkin carving.
Something I've been doing around every Halloween, and I should promote it on this podcast. I don't know why I never thought about that. But I am on the host committee for the UNICEF Masquerade Ball.
Oh, wow.
Which is a super fun event. So if you are in Los Angeles, it's October 27th, which is the Thursday before Halloween.
Got it.
And you can go to UNICEFmask with a Q, la.org for all the information. But you can buy tickets to this ball, and it's at Clifton's Cafeteria downtown.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an awesome event. And a good portion of your ticket price goes to UNICEF.
Yeah.
And then it's a masquerade ball, and people show up in these like amazing elaborate outfits with these masks, and then you eat and drink all night, and it's like it's a super fun party.
Do you go home with somebody else? Like I bring my wife and we're all wearing masks. Is it like one of those parties?
If you
Were
want
you
it
just
to
dancing
be,
on the dance floor, and then you're like,
Just saying.
Tom,
"Wow,
if
your
you'd
mask
like
is
to make
just-"
it that party, go for it.
Tom's like,
Key
I
party, what
like
are they
every
called?
party to be
Yes,
that party.
exactly.
It's a
just
key
saying.
mask party.
Key
Yeah.
mask party.
But it's super fun, and if you guys are around, you should come.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyone else in LA, you can just buy a ticket.
Yeah, super
It's
fun.
great. Yeah, it's real cool.
It's very selfish.
Is that like what's that other one? The labyrinth themed one?
Yeah, Labyrinth of Jareth.
Labyrinth. It's yes, it has a very similar vibe,
yeah.
to Labyrinth of Jareth, but this one goes to charity.
To charity. Yeah. I don't know much
But,
about that
yeah.
other one. Like I just
I've
know,
gone to it.
like my
It's
Facebook
really cool,
all of a
too.
sudden like explodes with
I mean,
people in masquerade.
the costumes that they do at
Yeah.
that one is insane.
Yeah, my wife loves dressing up. I'm not
Yeah.
a huge dress up guy, but that sounds cool.
Yeah.
She's wanted to go to Labyrinth of Jareth, and your thing sounds really cool.
Yeah,
so
it's
maybe-
great. And
Any
you know,
masquerade
and,
thing is kind of cool.
And like there's a theme this year. The theme this year is like loosely Wes Anderson themed. Like the last 2 years has been
that's
black
interesting.
and white.
yeah.
So it's not like you have to get a full costume. It's not like Labyrinth of Jareth.
Right.
People are in costume.
Yeah.
This is more about like being in like gala attire with a cool mask, or like some people. Like last year, I vaguely went as like a dark Red Riding Hood. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
black Red Riding Hood, I guess I went. So it was kind of a costume, but I was still in like a fancy outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
dig that.
no one's going as like sexy nurse. Like that's not the thing.
So I can't go as sexy nurse.
No.
Sorry, Tom. No more sexy nerds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Batman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's
Tell you what.
and clowns.
What?
We weren't speaking
Oh,
of
that's
Batman.
right.
Speaking
No,
of clowns.
clowns.
Yeah.
You ready for this? So I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but over the last like week,
Yeah.
2 weeks, the crazy clown
I
thing
know.
has gone nuts.
People are
It
like just
started-
attacking clowns.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also because clowns are chasing people.
No, not chasing. Clowns aren't chasing. Clowns are just walking around. I mean, clowns are trying to like freak people out.
No,
yes.
I know.
But there are so many videos of clowns just standing there and people just running up and beating the shit out of
Really?
them.
Well,
It's because
Yes.
it's because it
Yes.
started with them chasing people down
Yeah.
in like parks. Like they were
Yeah.
just like, this will be a fun new thing for Halloween. I'm gonna dress up like a creepy clown and then walk around a park at night.
Right.
And when people see me, I'm just gonna start walking towards them or running at
Yeah.
them and freaking people out.
Yeah.
So yes, there's a backlash, but here's the other thing.
Tom carries
What?
a knife.
In Cumbria,
Damn it, Tom.
in Cumbria,
Where's Cumbria?
in the UK,
Okay.
a man has started dressing as Batman
Oh.
to chase the killer clowns out of Cambria.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
So this guy,
Oh my gosh.
this guy,
I
basically
love
people
this.
were like, "I'm gonna dress up like a clown, scare people," and he was like, "Well, then I'm gonna dress up like Batman and
Yeah.
fucking get you."
Because the Joker is my nemesis.
Yeah.
And he's basically a clown.
It is hysterical. So killer clown craze, Jesus Christ,
Killer
is
clown
sweeping
craze.
Britain. Police are warning people against dressing as
But
clowns
by the way, they're
in
not
order
killing.
to intimidate or
I don't
harm
know why
people.
it's called killer clown craze. The clowns aren't killing
Well,
anybody.
because it's not like
sounds more
it's not like
dramatic.
nice clowns
Well,
that
but it's
show up
more
and
like-
intimidate people.
But it should be creepy clown craze.
creepy. Let's call it
Killer
creepy.
clown craze is not correct.
All right, the creepy clown
No
craze.
clown has
is
killed
sweeping
someone
Britain.
yet.
Now the craze has taken a strange turn
Oh my
in
God, you
Cumbria.
cannot read.
I don't know what's going on. Is this English? I'm trying to read it with a British accent. That's why. Where a man dressed as Batman and vowing to chase down the creepy clowns. But here's the crazy thing: a photograph has blown up on Facebook.
Okay.
And it's a picture of Batman
Yeah.
that somebody caught chasing a clown.
Oh my God, let me see it immediately.
We should dress up Allison as Robin and go around.
And that's him.
Yes! It's literally in mid-action, just Batman
awesome.
chasing down a clown.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing. This is the best.
What?
Because kids are starting to get really scared.
Aw.
Because they're like, wait, there are crazy clowns out
Yeah.
at night that are trying to scare people.
Yeah.
I never want to leave my house. So this little boy sent a message to Batman on Facebook.
What?
It says, "Hi, Batman. My name is," and it's blacked out.
Yeah.
I have been scared of this
Oh,
clown
crying.
situation.
Yeah.
Paren, school told us about it yesterday.
Oh.
I've seen my mom's Facebook. I see on my mom's Facebook that you caught the clown. This means I can go to school and not be scared.
Oh.
Thank you for your efforts.
Yay!
I'm such a British kid. Thank you for your efforts. My mom says you might be at the Whithaven Christmas light switch on. Do you have a Batmobile? I hope you are there so I can see you and your mobile.
Oh my
Signed, Tom
God.
Tom Super Volcano Krajewski. But how cute
That's
is it that
adorable.
this kid is like, first off, I love that he was like, I hope I can see you and your mobile.
Yeah.
And your mobile, Batman.
And your
I would
mobile.
like to see your mobile.
Your motorized bat machine.
Bat machine.
But it's so cool. But I mean, I did not realize people were revolting enough. I mean, first off,
Oh, yeah.
they should, because at the end of the day,
listen,
it's just a dude in a mask.
I
Like,
don't.
it's
I
not-
don't want to promote this, but I guess I'm going to say it anyway. But you can just like on Instagram search clown fights and stuff like that,
Wow.
and it's videos of clowns getting the crap beat out of them. But I feel like, look, don't be a fucking jerk and dress
Yeah.
like a creepy clown and scare people. But I also don't feel like that is reason enough to get the shit beat out of you. You know what I mean? So like the people who are freaking out and literally just running up and decking these clowns, I'm like, shame on you guys too.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
like, that's not necessary. Just be like, I'm not scared. Can you please leave?
Right.
Or whatever. But I actually saw a really funny thing, and then we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because it was set like this. This guy wrote this. It was like a Vine or something, or Instagram video. But he wrote, "This is getting out of control. This just was recorded at my buddy's house when he pulled up at night, and he's pulling up in his driveway, and there's just this dude just standing there,
Just like a clown?
no,
Oh.
just a dude in like a plaid shirt, just standing at the end of his driveway, and they pull up, and they're like, what's going on? What is that guy doing? What's that guy doing?" And then they
Ew.
turn the camera, and it's a guy dressed like a killer crazy clown. And he's like, "Fuck this shit, man! Fuck this shit! I'm not fucking around with this guy." And they turn it, and his other buddy's a crazy dressed up clown. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, the guy's at his door, standing at the window, and they're
Oh
like
my God.
freaking out. But it's amazing because he's totally dressed like a normal person,
Yeah,
and
the
it's two
clowns
crazy
are
clowns.
freaking out.
It's so great.
That's awesome.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I wonder how many crazy clowns there's going to be at Halloween this year, like Halloween parties.
Oh, that'll be.
Because then you're like, I'm
it's
not
gonna be Crazy Clowns and Stranger Things.
yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not just a creepy clown. I'm a creepy clown who goes around and scares people in public. Like that's what you need to know about my costume.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not just that guy who's here at the party.
Yeah.
Just think if you saw that crazy
No,
clown.
no, Alex, the weird creepy shit that is in your garage.
I know, it's a
hate
little
it.
intense. A little
Anyway,
intense. All right.
Everyone's homework is to continue watching Westworld.
Agreed.
If you like today's episode, please email us and tell us if we said something wrong, which I'm sure we did. Please email us and tell us. You can email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, halfhourhappyhr. Please follow us and like us and subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher or wherever you listen to your podcast needs. Sure. Again,
I'm just
that
listening
works.
to my podcast.
I've only done 90 of these episodes. You think I know how to end the show by now. That is it for this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht, sitting in with us, making sure we were on time, which it looks like we were a little over, but that's okay.
Damn it, Tom.
Super Volcano Krajewski.
You did good, folks.
See you later.
That's all, folks.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.